So I'm listening to this podcast called The Church of Tarantino, and it's like a Tarantino stan fanboy, whatever, like the ultimate Tarantino podcast, like fanatical Tarantino worship, and they actually got Quentin Tarantino to come on the show, and I think it's really, really cool. I think it's really, really cool that Quentin Tarantino took the time. Not only that, but when he got on there, he's like, yeah, I've been listening to the show, and like it's very interesting to hear you guys talk about my work. And I just like, I feel like the commonality is for someone who knows that maybe something is being made about them to sort of avoid it or pretend like they don't know it exists, because they have to be like too cool. Like they would never, it's so beneath them for them to like acknowledge something like that. And here is like the exact opposite, where you have this filmmaker who is like, he's one of the Beatles of filmmaking. Maybe he's not the Beatles of filmmaking. I mean, you got Spielberg too, and there's a lot of people who would be the Beatles of filmmaking, but you put Tarantino in that list somewhere, and he's actually connected somehow with this ultra fan, and like is sitting down for this 2-hour in-depth interview where he's giving them exclusives. And I was like, wow, how cool is that? What a great way to give back to people that really, really love and care about your work. And I just think it's really awesome, because the normality, the normal thing to do would be to be like, what's that? The Church of Tarantino? That sounds like a cult. Like if me being Quentin Tarantino, like saying that about something that is in service to me, but Tarantino's into it. And you can also say, oh, well, that's so egotistical of him. No, it's like you made this dude's day by just sitting down and having this conversation with him. He will remember this. This will be the highlight of the rest of his life. And, he spent so much time, talking about your work and career, basically like a scholar of your work. And, maybe it's like a mirror for my own, in my own, activities as a YouTuber, with some of the things that I like to talk about. But I was just sitting here listening to it going like, wow, that's really special, man. That's like really special. Quentin Tarantino is actually not too cool for school. He doesn't have social media, but here he is listening to this podcast. I'm sure he talks about Googling himself. The fact that he like came upon this, thought it was cool, was fond of it. I mean, who knows how he must have reached out to them, unless I don't know how they got in contact. In any case, I really love this. I love that this happened, and I'm really enjoying listening to the episode.